Hello everybody, welcome to my latest video on Wayfinder. Now, just a couple of things first and foremost. I started playing this again because I've not played it since my last video, and immediately noticed that the Echoes addition to the title had disappeared. So it's back to just being Wayfinder. Not quite sure what's going on, but let's sit back and just see what my game-playing self is going to say about it, because suffice to say, I was not expecting some of the things that have, well, changed again. Let's get into it.
That looks like a big wolf thing. It's not a wolf, it's some form of big cat, but there we go. So yeah, I've not played this for quite a long time, as narrator might have told you, but I thought I'd jump back in. I have kind of been having, not retro, but kind of playing my old games run at the moment. I can't afford any new games, and I thought I've got a load of games that I've never actually finished, so I need to go through the backlog. Not great for videos, as most of you will probably have played these games already, but at the same time I've got them and I haven't finished them, so I thought I would do so. Now, interestingly, when I booted this up, it didn't have the Echoes tag on it, so it was just called Wayfinder. I don't know why, but a few things seem different, and I don't know what they've changed, so I'll have to do a bit of research about it. If it's interesting, I'll give you guys a heads up in a future video or something. But yeah, when I first started the game up, it gave me the option of selecting a profile, so it now looks like you can save up to 4 different games, which is good, because I think I've mentioned before that you unlock characters as you go. So although your player level is at a certain point, your character level isn't, so the story's moved on further than the character, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Well, these profiles, I believe, allow you to select a different character, so in essence it's basically 4 complete games, which is pretty amazing. The other thing is, it is seemingly, and it might just be my perception, but it is seemingly playing more like an action RPG now, so you're getting more loot dropping. It's telling you what loot has dropped rather than just showing up in your inventory, and yeah, it's definitely playing a lot more like I would expect an ARPG to play. If it carries on the way it is at the moment, I think I might be playing this for quite some time, because it is looking really nice. So we're now getting memories for different characters. I have found some of those previously, but I couldn't unlock them because they were for characters I don't own. Again, that is one of the things I don't like about this particular game, is the fact you do have to find and unlock characters. I much prefer the Diablo approach, where you basically just get them all and you can select which one you want to play. That to me is much better, but that's just me. I have a really itchy side of my nose. Right, I'm just going to wander around. I hate one-handed play, because you kind of have to sit the controller on your lap and use both the sticks with your fingers and your thumb. If you get into any fight when you're doing it, it's horrific. I could have just stopped, but where's the fun in that? So they do have these kind of world events. They did have them previously, but they were very, very similar. It was all Gloom related, whereas now, maybe it was just the area that I was in previously, but I never saw anything like this one. This is the second one of these that I've done now, and it's basically stopping the summoning of a landworm, in effect. Now, I think it's not the summoning, they're just making it more powerful. What I might do is actually try and fail one in the future, just to see what happens to the worm. Don't know. But yeah, they are actually quite hard. I was quite impressed with it. you do tend to get a load of extra enemies show up, like that bear. Bear is not part of the event at all, but what it doesn't do is it doesn't lock you off from the world, which I also find quite nice, because it's more organic that way, that you're in the middle of a fight, a bear in the distance sees you and just wanders in and ends up getting in the fight as well. And the goblins can end up hurting... Get off the tree. Goblins can actually end up hurting the bear as well with their spells, so it's a pretty decent system. I feel I'm going to die. Yep, I thought I was going to die. This way we go. Now I've died in the last one as well, and I still managed to complete it. And I suppose I should talk about the mount, because I think in the last video I didn't manage to use my mount. But yeah, mounts are now in the game. There's nothing special for unlocking them, I don't believe. I don't remember how I unlock them, if there is something you need to do. But yeah, they are actually quite good fun. I've got two. I've got that big kind of cat thing, and I've also got what looks like a bit like a deer. I'm much more into the big burly beast, obviously. But yeah, there are other options, I think is what I was trying to say. There is no store any longer, I don't believe, so you can't kind of buy things for the game. So I think it's all in-game stuff, which again is pretty nice. I was not expecting that sort of change, but it is nice that it has been. Wow, we are getting absolutely inundated, but luckily my health has gone up, so could have been quite nasty otherwise. So yes, all of the characters that were in the original are still in it, but there seems to be a new one, Grendel. If you haven't seen my original first look video at Echoes, then please do check it out. It is on this channel, not my old channel, so if you want to look at it, it's a good time. I do think the PlayStation 5 Pro has changed quite a lot, in as far as it still looks really good, even in performance mode, which it's currently running in. I'm not going to say it looks the best looking game ever, because obviously the graphics are done in the comic book style, but that is the aesthetic they've gone for, rather than just poor graphics. I personally really like it, because I've always been into comic books. It's one of the reasons, strangely enough, that I originally got Darksiders. And I think I mentioned in my last first look video that Darksiders was the first game from this studio, although it was under a different name at the time. But oh, and another one of those flame things. Shall we try and bypass it? Okay, they're following me. Let's go for it. So hopefully I won't die this time. But yeah, it's the same studio, and I think the fact that I love the Darksider so much is one of the reasons that I actually bought Wayfinder when it was early access, and I was extremely disappointed in it. I mean, it looks nice, don't get me wrong, but just gameplay wise and the whole system was just horrible in my opinion. Personally, I think Darksiders 2 is still the best game that this studio has produced. They produced Darksiders Genesis as well. They did not produce Darksiders 3, happily, because I hated that game. I literally didn't really even get past the first section or the second section. Did not like the mechanics at all. Why they would... I mean, let's face it, they made 4 completely different genres of game all under the same banner. So the first one everyone likened to Zelda. It was very much you get to a certain area and you will unlock the weapon and the item you need for that certain area, and then you go back to places you've been before to use the new item, because you can now access previously inaccessible areas. Darksiders 2 was an action RPG with loot drops. The look of your character changed. You had a mount. It was absolutely amazing, brilliant game. And I was hoping that Darksiders 3 was going to be that, but better. Unfortunately, it wasn't. It turned it into a very poor imitation of a Souls-like. I don't know why they did it with the type of game, but they did, and it just didn't work, in my opinion. Maybe because I don't like them, but I just think it was a really bad thing for them to have done. They should have stuck to the RPG genre and just improved on it. Then they came up with Genesis, and I thought, isometric, if this is the same as Diablo, if this is the same as Darksiders 2 in gameplay, but in the isometric viewpoint, they have just made my new favourite game. Unfortunately, it was Darksiders 1, but in isometric viewpoint. So it was still a good game, but because you got the items you wanted at the point you wanted, the look of your character didn't change or anything like that, I felt it was a real backwards step. I didn't actually complete it. I should probably go back to that, actually. I might even do a video of that when I do go back to it. But yeah, when Wayfinder came out, or was first announced, I was hoping that the studio had made a new IP in the Darksiders 2 sort of manner. Didn't quite live up to that, unfortunately. But with Echoes, and now whatever they've done to remove the Echoes from the title, whatever update happened then, it definitely seems to be moving more into the right sort of area. You can change the look of your character, although it is cosmetic based. It's not armor based, unfortunately. It very much is RPG light at this stage, and I'm okay with it. I do wish that they would do a full loot system where you found weapons, you found armor, etc., etc. I really do wish they would do that. I think that would be just amazing. But what they've got so far since the changes in the update, I think it's definitely heading in the right direction. So the mounts, as I said, are really nice the way they've done them. Works pretty decently. The quest system has had a completely overhaul. That was not overall. And I actually like it now. It's pretty decent. So yeah, you figure out what the vermin were attempting. You have a tower system, so it's kind of like a rewards tower where you unlock keys to open certain rooms in that tower, and those rooms will give you certain items, which is a bit weird. Not quite sure how you get experience to earn the keys, because I've done quite a few quests and the bar doesn't seem to have moved. So I'm really not sure, unless it's like main story only. I honestly don't know. I've leveled up my character a couple of times as well, and it's not giving me a key, so I don't think it's tied to your character level. So I don't know. Maybe it's only tied to Gloom missions, which I haven't done any for a while, to be fair, because I'm wandering around the lovely environments. No idea where I'm going. Right, let's try and get the waypoint. Where's the way? There it is. It's over there. Should have gone over there first. Onward. There we go. Signal fire. Wingrave. Oh. There we go.
Reminds me of something.
Now, did he miss me because he can't hit me when I'm viewing memories, or did he miss me because he's a goblin and can't shoot? I'm not sure. But either way, he didn't hit me, so I didn't get hurt. Bonus. Unlock this memory. I can do that with Wingrave. Doesn't make any sense. Oh, and this answers. Again, the character that you're using, you can change it at any time, I think, just by going back to Omen in Skylight, which is a little bit weird. And yeah, they just carry on as though you're the same Wayfinder, which is again a bit odd. I suppose it's only the same as things like Diablo, where you are just the character, like the Wanderer or the Nephilim or whatever. They don't kind of treat you differently, but in this one, even in the same game, you can swap your character. So basically, you're just a completely separate person, but they still treat you as though you're the same person that was standing in front of you 2 seconds ago, which is a little bit weird. You would think that they would have put something in. Oh, hello, sorry, I was talking to a different Wayfinder. They've disappeared or whatever. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, a bit weird. Why is that ticked? I must have completed something there. No idea what. Ooh, there's my apartment on the map. I should probably go to there at some point. Probably not in this video. I might do a video on the whole new housing system. I say new. They had it previously, but I never really used it. I'm not sure whether they had it in the original, but when Echoes started, they definitely had it. It's very similar to an MMO one, where basically you just do your house up, but it doesn't actually do anything. I really wish, that they would. Sorry, really itchy face. That they would do similar building stuff like you do in survival games, if that makes sense. Where you can just kind of build your own house wherever you want and fill it with crafting benches and, just make it a little bit better. But they don't. I suppose it probably does take quite a lot of coding, and it might be why some of the games like Ark have so many issues. I don't know, but yeah, it would be really nice to be able to, because the house is basically in this tavern that I'm in now. Better. I wondered why my helmet looked a bit weird with that plume out the back. Now I did pick up a new weapon. Where is it? There's a way of changing the look of your weapon as well, and I can't remember where it is because all of the menus have changed layouts as well. It's just your badge. Quite like the look of the badge anyway. It's definitely not in there. Style. There we go. That's the one. It's the curved one or that one. Let's try that one. See what it is. Why is that purple in the center? Oh, I didn't realise you had separate saddles, or I didn't remember you had separate saddles, I should say. Okay. Honestly can't remember what half of this does. Oh, I unlocked some different things. Let's have a look. Well, that's pretty cool. It's like almost a camo one, but it doesn't change the shield. Oh, that one's better. Custom hair. Yep, that's the hair. Custom 2 is... Oh, the body armor. green. I should say the body skin, not the body armor. Ah, there it is. Okay, so same dye. It's dyed the blade. Not ideal. Yellow? That's green. And it doesn't even change the whole thing. That's a little bit unfortunate. Oh well. I do like that greeny kind of yellow-green colour. Healing pulse. That gives me healing. That one. I haven't got any more points. Talent points. So this is kind of like a Path of Exile skill tree, but or passive tree, I should say. Apart from about 1,000,000 times less complicated. They have some special skills. They have just normal nodes. Heroism. Vengeance. So yeah, we've got legendary nodes, we've got normal nodes, special abilities, etc, etc. Heal all allies around. Oh, okay. Consecutive hells will have an... I want that one. How... yeah, let's reset the whole thing and go the other way. I can always come back and do the defense later. Oh, you have to hold it. That'll be why it didn't work originally. Ultimate generator. Choose that one. That's not too far out. That's it. Echo capacity per slot. Ooh, okay. 7 to go. 7 talent points to get to where I need to be. They seem to have some interesting ones. You can only have one of the core ones, which is the one that I was looking at just, but you can have multiple of these outside ones. These ones here. Fortifying aura. No longer be interrupted. So that's a core one. Only one prime node can be unlocked at a time. So I think the one that I'm going for is definitely the best. Turns me into a healer rather than a tank. But I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. There you go, that's the whole tree. Possibly do that and still see stuff with Path of Exile. Or even really Diablo 4 with its new system. The Paragon system. Affinity points. Could do with getting... I'll get the first row of each because all of these affinities and perks are tied to your class ability. Now mine is Healing Wave. So all of these that get to level 5 will have the first tier of bonuses and perks to Healing Wave. So we've got 5, 15 and 25 are the cut-off points. But you can see that they're all to Healing Pulse. So Crusader's Taunt basically is a taunt ability every time you activate a Healing Wave, which is pretty decent. But I think this first one is best because it's basically the healing way. So even the one improved Healing Pulse at the bottom, melee finishers and eagle eye shots will send out an extra healing wave. Healing Pulse, I should say. So basically you get 2 for the price of 1, which is really nice. Now, this guy is new. I'd not seen him. I think they were just about to add him when they decided to split off from Digital Extremes and go out on their own. So we never actually got him. I think he was added as soon as Echoes released. But yeah, I do find it quite annoying trying to unlock all these characters. Especially as I had got Senja as well. When I played the original, I actually paid real money for her, and I haven't got her now, which is kind of irritating, if I'm being honest. Ooh, okay. Experience boosting resonance caches. Let's use them all. Why not? I'll definitely have to play this multiplayer at some point. Yeah, definitely don't like that blade in green. Never mind. Wayfinder rank 4 to 5. Talent points +1. Honestly, I've literally just gone and done that. There we go. There's my +4 echo capacity. Where the boy is, but why would he even come out here? I have no idea why he'd even come out here. I guess he's going looking for Davin, or Davin, whatever you want to call him. But it was really stupid, especially as we'd already told him that he shouldn't be coming out. Right. At least they've animated these bits now as well, rather than just how... I mean, it was quite funny in the early access bit, because all of the characters in town all looked exactly the same, and a lot of them were just kind of there in almost a T-pose, which was brilliant, in a bad, brilliant way. But they have at least changed that now, so all of the characters are unique. And I know it was early access, but, you know, it wasn't long between when they shut early access down and then re-released Echoes. It wasn't that long for them to change so much, as well as input or implement all of the characters as well. Hans, your mom is an absolute cowbag. I'm sorry, but she really is. I mean, she's obviously an alcoholic. No, he's not. Yeah, maybe they should have the same sort of system that my country's got, which is probably the same system as everywhere in the world, to be honest, but I don't know. Basically, when you register a birth, you register the person's name, rather than just that a child was born to X person on a certain date. You know, you put the name in there, it actually means it's, yeah, at least traceable. That would make sense. So the record for me has got my mother's name, my father's name, and my name to say that who was born. There we go. Never mind. Let's go shadow stepping. Oh, it's R1, not X to talk. I do feel like a glorified bloody postal service worker at the moment, but there we go. Anyway, hopefully this has given you guys a bit more of a look at the game, which is what I intended. No doubt I'll give a bit more narration now to talk through it, but I do think that they've definitely improved it. So yeah, I'm actually probably going to play this a bit more, because I'm getting a little bit, I don't know, dragged down by some of the other games like Diablo 4. They've just made it a bit too much like Diablo 3 now. Don't get me wrong, the aesthetic's great.
Well, there we have it. There is my take on what the game is like now. Like I said at the beginning, this has changed somewhat. It's much better than it was. And I hate to say that I'll probably be playing quite a bit more of this. I am trying to find some friends who are going to play it with me, because I'd really like to be able to do a video and explain to you guys what the multiplayer is like. But either way, much better than it used to be. Well, thanks very much for watching, guys. I'm going to leave it right there. Please like, subscribe and share this video, and I look forward to seeing you for my next video very soon. You all take care. Bye for now.